Hello, my name is Landis Houston. I'm here to give you a video presentation on Adler's theory, or better known as the individual psychology. So Alfred Adler began his theory known as the Adler theory, or individual psychology, again in 1912, and it began with the founding of the Society for Individual Psychology. Adler himself was a close colleague, so to speak, to Sigmund Freud. And it was Freud's ideology to where Adler developed his individual psychology theory. So he kind of built it and expounded upon what Sigmund Freud was talking about, but also went in a different direction because he believed that the individual or the person themselves have the power to change whatever it is that is presented as a problem in their life. So Adler's theory is based on the individuality of the person and the ability to make the necessary changes to their life and their own problems. This is done by his principles. He has a few principles: the unity of the individual, goal orientation, self-determination, social context, community feelings, mental health, and treatment. The theory also believes that all problems can be traced back to early childhood. So Adler believes that certain events or things that happen in your early childhood leaves a lasting effect on you as a person. And that effect, or whatever effect that leaves on you, will inhibit you from achieving one of the three, what he calls universal life tasks. So you have the social life task, you have the love and intimacy life task, and you have the occupational life task. Each one dealing with things according to what the task is named after. So intimacy is love from either romance or love from family. Social is one of Adler believes that each human being or human beings really have this belonging or this need to want to be in a group that they value. And occupation as far as work and what they do for work and how they affect and build the community. Adler believes that the personality of a person should be viewed holistically. So not in parts, so not in, as holistically as possible. Okay, cool. Adler's method of treatment requires assessment through active listening, subjective listening. So you're listening to the client go through the entire life story from their early childhood up until where they are now. You're listening subjectively, and you're trying to put yourself in their role so you can better see their life, and you can see why they made the choices they made up until now. You can see why they think the way they think and how they view the world. So that is what is the assessment. It's active listening of the person's entire life story up until now. The next step after that is insight. So the therapist will give subjective insight. That could be done through open-ended questions. And Adler actually has, in his theory, is something called the question. The question is something to this nature: what would you be doing right now if whatever your symptoms are were not the case? So an example of that would be, let's say if a person is depressed about their work life, so they're not as far in their career as they would like to be. So the question would be, what would you be doing right now if you were as far as you would want it to be? So let's say if the person wanted to be a CEO of the company, but instead they're just a general manager. So what would you be doing right now in your life if you were the CEO of Foot Locker? So depending on how that person answers that question, Adler would know which life task the person is lacking in or failing to achieve. So again, the insight is all open-ended questions. So it would be like, it would be a suggestion almost. So it'd be something to this nature.